So welcome to day 14 of channeling Jesus and this consciousness shift that we're in right now, that he's guiding us through. I noticed that yesterday, I ended the video a bit abrupt because I felt that there was more interference that my body wanted to deal with. And it felt like it was that time. So it was just, that's what, I don't know if you could tell that or not, but I could tell and I could feel that from my body. And so this is the level of sensitivity that we are being asked to pay attention to with ourselves, with our own energy. So I noticed that from my body to the experience that it was having with channeling, with everything, right? Trying to hear that and feel that, and because it feels so much. And yes, it is about focus, but when it comes to channeling, it's about opening. And then it's about including everything. And then I noticed that the place that I'm in, I have neighbors, right? And that is not, there can be some interferences then, which has been bringing this powerful energy through. And so I just felt inspired to follow my body, because even today there was some music and I was like, I feel that Gaia is giving me a signal, giving my body a signal. That was my body's read to change location. And then my body was immediately showing me the place that we are now, except that it was a bit further away, that my body just, one day it just had enough of just me. I was pushing it too much to work. And it just had enough, and it just took me out. Of course I let it. But it was just my body showing me. And it was this beautiful red sunset, much darker than it is now. So you can see this really dark red. And it was beautiful. And it was in this place where energetically it's much cleaner. There's no one here. And that feels good for the body to just adjust and align to this natural frequencies, because that helps with channeling, because it's a natural frequency, the earth, and every single particle in the air our bodies can feel. That's what we're feeling. We're feeling what energy is in the wind. We're feeling what, not we, the body. The body is feeling all of this. Hang on a second. Talking about the body feels thirsty. And so sometimes it is good to adjust your surroundings. That's the thing, because there are certain nudges and energy shifts that the body can pick up on when it comes to the energies of Gaia. And we are literally talking about sensitizing ourselves to the body's natural senses again. And that is the feelings, they sense a lot, much more than people realize. Because they can pick up these subtle cues that your body can tell you in feelings of what something is. And so in this experience that we had today, it felt like, hey, try to do something different. So that's the gaia assisting the body to assisting this expression to change sometimes. And sometimes we're asked to do these changes. And so this is one way that Gaia communicates with us. But we have to be sensitized to our body's feelings in order to pick that up. If we are too focused in our mind, thinking about this and that and the other, then we are not attuned, we're not listening to the right. We're not focused to receive the information in the correct place, because that is not where that information comes from. But many beings are so used to just operating from the thinking process, and that is the big disease in a way. Absolutely, you should use that, but it has been mistrained for generations. And that's the reason why we are coming through with this information. It is highly important for everyone to adjust to a more natural rhythm with their bodies. And not only that, but each and every one of us has a responsibility to create harmony around us, just through how we feel. And if something needs to be adjusted around us, then we do that. If we can adjust to a certain situation and scenario that feels better for the body, then we do that. We do what is most joyful. But sometimes there needs to be correction of energy. And that doesn't always feel joyful. Sometimes that can feel... because in this thinking world, because of the focus of the individual, focused on the thinking and the thoughts, it is creating sort of weird effects, really, that we're actually seeing. We're seeing the effects of all of this thinking, what thinking and thoughts do, and this compartmentalized way of seeing things, and this, I don't like this, I do like that, and all of these manipulative ways that we are trying to get our needs met by wanting the outside reality to change, instead of really listening with your feelings and try and sense the truth of what's going on here. Because sometimes you can feel much richer things when you just feel into what the body's response is, and not what the thoughts about how you should behave kicks in. Because there are many that are still operating from, oh, if this behavior, then I will do this behavior. Whoop-boom. Oh, this is danger. Oh, I will respond with whoop-boom. Oh, this means, oh, I'm fearful. Oh, I will respond with deflection. Whatever that is, that is manipulative energy. It stems from a really young age, where, let's say you are this person, and we all have had these. So let's say, okay, one person. So one person has a baby, has played with her toys, and the toys, it was just her favorite thing, or his favorite thing. And then something needs to happen. The parents, oh, we have to go to the supermarket, or let's say. And so the kid doesn't want to, so starts to scream. creates a big havoc. And then the parents, they are battling with their own internal being pulled by, oh, poor kid, we should get her will, or whatever is going on in there. Just, oh, just make her shut up, or whatever is going on in that scenario. But let's say that they give in for whatever reason. It doesn't matter what the story is. Let's say that they give in. What has that kid learned? That kid has learned that the way that I get what I want is by manipulating the energy. Because to cry because it doesn't get its will is manipulation. Of course, it is important that the kid gets to play, and that's a different thing. But let's say in this scenario, you know, but let's say in this scenario, what that brings to up in the adult world is just an example, and many beings have many of these. And let's say that in the adult scenario, something happens that they don't like. Maybe they don't understand it, but they don't like it. And so they could be doing the same. If they have this childhood, they will do the same thing, same behavior, but in a little bit maturer way, the way that it looks. But still the energy is very immature. You see? It just looks different. It's still manipulation. Like, it's the energy of it. It's not even what you're communicating always. It's the energy behind the words. And we can feel that too when someone is sending a text or an email or that type of communication, because there is a link between that energy. And so we can feel at a distance. We feel what we focus on. So if you're focused on that message that someone wrote, then you can feel that person and the energy that they wrote it with. Because everything has an energy, frequency, signature. Everything. So even things like digital typing has an energy signature that leads back to the source of it, because that was the creator of that energy. Just the same as source, our source, is maneuvering these experiences through that clear connection. But that thinking that interferes with that clear connection is the energy that is going into Gaia and going back up again so that the body can feel. It's the response. This happens all the time. And when you increase in frequency, you will experience more of this experience. It really just makes sense. If you have a light bulb and just a tiny bit of currency goes in and it's glowing a little bit, you know, that dimmer, put it all the way down so it's nice and cozy atmosphere. That is one type of lumens that our bodies can have. And many people go on their lowest. And they're operating in a way that's more automatic. That is what this habitual and being in the mind does. Because when you are in the mind, who is in the body? Just automatic habits. Just automatic habits, unless you do something about them. They are not going away by themselves. You can't meditate your way away from them, because they are something that has been produced over generations. And so what it takes to break that is to inject the will, the masculine force of the will to break a pattern. That doesn't feel like it is supposed to be the most intuitive thing to do. But that is how you break patterns when you see patterns, in order to create more light for you more permanently. You can, of course, go to this meditation, and meditation is excellent, by the way. I'm not dissing meditation, but you can of course do those things that you do, get a Reiki session and do these things, but they're just going to be temporary unless you actually go through the action to develop your body and to train yourself into becoming the person that you actually are, which is your soul, which is who you are. Many beings have misunderstood this game and what this is all about. It's all about creating your experience here, in the body, feeling the body, not being in the head. And that means that activities that are bringing you in your head will be a very good idea to start to fast. Fast from certain activities that are putting you into this mental state. Because if your day revolves around working on a computer and then going home, eating, and perhaps just straight onto watching stuff on the computer, majority of the time you're usually then in your head. So it's good to balance out. This is a question for you. Just write down or start to pay attention how much percentage of my day am I spending on things that it's easy to get into the head just because of the frequency that you're engaged in. Versus, so a good example, computerized anything, even if it's creative, that's definitely better, but yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm just getting some feedback from new information about this, right? And so I can see that for many beings that are aligned, doing something that is digital, that is more head-based, if they are aligned, soul aligned, that's not gonna bother them so much. That I've experienced myself. But I still know, and I still balance, and I feel that I do need to do that, just to ground the energy, just to make sure that I keep this body healthy and grounded. So I'm introducing things like going to the beach to make sure that we get salt water at least once a week. And just lots of small joyous injections for the body during the day, like jumping in the pool, going for a short morning walk, sometimes morning run, sometimes yoga. So have some alterations that just eases the body into the day so it can just wake up and feel good. Inject those healthy habits. The more that you inject a balance, the more you get to connect with Gaia. Because this is what she wants. And this is what you want too. You've just been tricked about what actually this is. Because it is about anchoring. It is about anchoring your light down into Gaia. And for that, there needs to be activities that are connecting the body to Gaia. Right? Wind, feeling wind, recording outside, versus inside. You know, it has some challenges with wind and things like that, but it's much more enjoyable for the body. You know, it's less manageable on the technical front. You can't, you know, dictate the lighting so much. But when the body feels good, magic happens. Especially when you're looking for this alignment and you want to connect to a higher source and you want to receive guidance and assistance in your life on a very personal level. Injecting things that have great benefit for the body, like exercise, movement, enjoyment, so that the body gets to enjoy joy. So that you put your body in joy. Because when you put your body in joy, you are creating an alchemical frequency inside of yourself. And it affects so that you get more lumens. When you get more lumens and your body feels better, you're going to manifest the mirrored aspect of what you created inside. What you created inside was pure joy, love. You're not blind to what's happening. You're making sure that you're cleaning up if you see something. But you always get back to this because you know that you're doing the correct thing energetically. That is what you can rest in. That is a peaceful, because you're following the energy of truth. What is more holy than that? No matter how much someone gets upset, following joy, following this alignment is always the most harmonious path if you are to grow in consciousness. There is a balance that needs to be had, truth that needs to be spoken for these vessels to prepare them to host more light. Your own connection to the divine, to God, to Jesus, to all of the galactic connections that you can. But don't get confused with the outside. Don't get confused with the ETs here and there. Everything that's outside. Remember, everything that's outside comes from within. So because these ETs are popping up, that is proof that we are more connected to those timelines, because they are just showing themselves in our external world so we can actually also see what's going on inside. But it is always inside that we need to change in order to affect the outside. That will always be the case. Never forget, inside affects the outside. Always. 100% of the time. If you want a different outside, you have to change the inside. So that, my friends, is the lesson for today. I really hope that you liked this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And I'm looking forward to continuing this consciousness shift tomorrow. I'll see you again then. Ciao. Oh, this is wonderful. This is the reason why my body feels so good here. It's so delicious. Oh, and I can also feel that it's getting easier to get into things when there's less interference from the dualistic perspective. So just wanted to share that a little bit. But I'll let you go, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.